Our goal in this lab is to make sure that your vote has integrity. So from the moment you cast it to the moment it's counted, we want nothing to happen to it.
Natalie Scala, co-director of Towson University's Empowering Secure Elections Research Lab, is helping to lead a 3-year study along with the University of Maryland into the vulnerabilities of voting machines.
And we want to make sure that the risk is minimized and the integrity of the vote maintained. We find that this is really important for the health and safety of our democracy. And it is also just a public service as well to our country and our community.
The goal of this Department of Defense funded project to catch problems before they arise.
So we're looking at one particular piece of equipment that about 70% of the country uses to tabulate their votes and to see what are the actual possible threats to it and how can we develop policies or training procedures to minimize those threats.
Josh Dalinger says this study is a follow-up to another conducted in 2009.
We are essentially looking at that existing risk assessment, identifying threats that have emerged since then or threats that they missed, and trying to provide a more complete risk assessment, along with acknowledging that boards of elections in some states don't have as much money as they should to maybe defend or protect some of these systems. We were going to try to provide insight into what are the threats that are most concerning and where they should be maybe directing their efforts to try to prevent such things from happening.
The importance of this study not lost on the students helping with the research.
There's so many vulnerabilities possible on each step of the way that it's a position of trust that we place in our poll workers, and we shouldn't take that trust for granted, and we should also ensure that everybody who's involved in the election process is going through some sort of vetting, a training, or possibly even some kind of briefing for security.
It's really important to have these systems secured just to protect our democracy, make sure no foreign interference or even domestic interference is happening.
Maryland State Board of Elections Administrator Jared DeMarina says studies like this one are key to battling mis- and disinformation.
This is, I'd say paramount right now in our situation because of how critical disinformation has, I would say, permeated the American psyche about the electoral process. And so these types of studies help, battle back a lot of that and provide facts rather than just innuendos.
And DeMarina says the public also has a role to play in helping with efforts to catch potential problems.
If a person that sees it can then report it to us, then we can then combat it through those avenues. And I think that's kind of a different approach now. It's more collective, that we're all in this together, in this fight.
I'm Sue Kopen for State Circle.